Hey, shalom, shalom. Anak na waha ai bar yasha Allah walakim la atam. Call Shabawai Baharacha wa Kakshaw Yahweh Bahashmi Awasha. Hey, we the Hebrew Israelites coming to you week in and week out through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashmi Awasha to preach to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, Haitians, and Israelite foreigners. Nachamatam Kayah Malakwath. Hashemayim Kwarab. Repent ye, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Kahalayim La Yahweh Bahashmi Awasha Bahashim Chahakwadash. Wamashana Kabadim Zakwayim Nawa. Wamala Akim Shaw Yasha Allah Zakwayim Chagada Wall. Wachasa Washalawam Wabarakim Lahabakhay Shagawa Shalawam. So all praise to the Most High Yahweh, which means He exists. Bahashim, in the name Yahweh Shai delivers. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Israel, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and mercy, peace, and blessings to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom, which means peace. All right, so as always, we in a time of prophecy. There's a lot of things, things is happening. All right, you got famines, you got the earthquakes, shortages of everything, and these purge laws. All right, so I'm just gonna go into this. It says some labeled the act the purge law, equating it with the 2013 horror film in which all crimes, including murder, are legal for a 12-hour period. And some of the videos, users incorrectly argue people suspected of crimes will be released from jail en masse once the law goes into effect. All right, and just going into this, this is something from Chicago. It says Block Club Chicago. All right, because this was something that they did in going into the they call it no bail or something like that. The no bail, no cash bail. So basically, it was a safety act, and essentially what that entailed was that people would be released. They didn't have to pay a bill, which I'm summarizing it. They didn't have to pay a bill. And essentially, if you don't got to pay a bill, that means you don't have to be detained and you don't got to be locked up. So they just out in the streets, just doing whatever. And to my understanding, it's not making these crimes legal, but it's more so, again, allowing criminals, so to speak, to roam freely. And if you got, a society of demons, they gonna be on demon time, pandemonium, so to speak. But this is in Cook County, and Chicago has one of the highest crime rates in America. You got that out there. This is Illinois. I'm gonna read a little bit of this. Is Illinois passes a law ending cash bail. It's a lot. Esau spraying that shit in the fucking in the air and shit. It says Illinois is passing a law that some would say will make history. Illinois is looking to be the first state in the United States to abolish cash bail, and the consequences of passing such a law have many believing the state could mirror the horror movie The Purge. In the film, citizens were given 24 hours to commit all crimes they wanted. All right, it's not saying, oh, these are legal, it's saying non-detainable offenses, so they're not going to lock you up for it. It was a video, this person was like, hey, if somebody's on your property, they can write you a little summons and then say, hey, you shouldn't be up here, and they leave the property, and that homeless person or whoever it was on their property can come back the next day. So things like it says 12 non-detainable offenses, which is saying, it ain't saying that it's legal, but in a roundabout way, it's saying that shit is legal, damn near. There are 12 non-detainable offenses where the new law would end cash bail. The law includes second-degree murder, which is second-degree murder. First-degree murder is like you plotted that, Second-degree murder is like, all right, well, it happened, and it wasn't premeditated. It says the law includes second-degree murder, arson, drug-induced homicide. So drug-induced homicide, basically, like poisoning someone with like drugs or something. It says robbery, kidnapping, aggravated battery, burglary, intimidation. You see, going into Second Isaiah, Second Isaiah, also Ezra. You know, they should not regard their kings or princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So, like, just like in Purge, you can have people, like threatening these officials. Oh shit. So I'm gonna get a quick precept. This is Second Isaiah, also Ezra chapter 15. 15 and why I get this? It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and for great tribulation. You see, so they basically setting everything up to where it's like, all right, well, you got two people in a cage, and it's a lack of resources, and you got some food in there, and the winner gets it, and the mind state that these people are in, they already going wild, so when things are scarce, what's gonna happen when things are scarce and this person has goods and this person don't, the person that don't, they gonna be willing to take the other person's life for it. That's why I say, and a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of lack of bread, lack of not resources, lack of food, and for great tribulation, because Esau gonna put the squeeze on you people. You see, let's go to verse 16. It says, verse 15. It says, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh. Hey, the sword and destruction draweth nigh, man. These things are at the table, man. They at the door. We're inching near closer and closer to Jacob's trouble each day. You see, and these types of laws are going to be in the beginnings of it. It's gonna be like the vehicle leading into Jacob's trouble. You see, because it's only gonna get worse. It says, and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. You see. So just going back to this, it said intimidation. So that's gonna be on the table, for you so-called like politicians, the so-called leadership of Babylon the Great, Babal. You see, coming from the hands of 2/3, in these heathens. It says aggravated driving under the influence, fleeing and eluding, drug offenses, and threatening a public official. So they already lining it up, man. You see, and then you also had, if I'm not mistaken, Indiana is doing something like this too, and Dayton, Ohio, they like, well, shit, we ain't got no more funding, so they like, all right, well, we're just gonna have to cut emergency services, and the cutting of emergency services is gonna basically entail more than just that. It's basically what I'm saying is it's gonna affect way more than what people think it is, because that'd be a lifeline for these bitches, these wicked women. They take full advantage of using that 911. You see, but let's see. It says, I'm clicking this. It says new Illinois laws take effect on January 1st. And what is it? The 30th or the 29th? That's in like 2-3 days. So we gonna see. It says I'm gonna read just a little bit in this. It says over 180 new laws will take effect on Illinois on January 1st. You see, they named some of the laws, but some of the other ones ain't necessarily being talked about. It says take effect in Illinois on January 1st, from criminal justice reform to healthcare and education. There are plenty of changes you should know about before Sunday. The pretrial fairness portion of the Safety Act, and it's ironic that it's called the Safety Act, is the most popular law taking effect on New Year's Day. Anyone charged with a crime on or after January 1st will enter into the pretrial fairness system. No one should consider this to be a purge when the clock strikes midnight, as there will be a tiered system for granting pretrial fairness hearings for people currently in jail. Judges will prioritize low-level nonviolent offenders with cases heard within 7 days. And they saying this, but some people is going to, trickle out, So we'll see. It says people detained and considered to be flight risks will get hearings within 60 days, while criminals who could be dangerous to public safety would have hearings within 90 days. All right, but it just said, we just got in the Safety Act that it said some of those offenses won't be detainable, It says pretrial release can be denied for anyone charged with a felony who poses a real and present threat to a person or the community based on specific facts of a case. Judges can also deny pretrial release for anyone charged with forcible felonies such as treason, murder, sexual assault, or more intense crimes like reckless homicide and involuntary manslaughter. All right, and that's what that's saying, but we just seen what it said, so we'll see, All right, let's get some more precept because it's happening. It's happening. Definitely, they're changing the laws and stuff and legislations in Illinois. You see, and allegedly in Indiana, Dayton, Ohio, and allegedly Georgia. You see, I haven't seen anything on Georgia, but it's been talks that they're gonna be doing something in Georgia, and it's not just gonna stop at these states. It's gonna be all over. You see, because this devil is coming in with things like this, while simultaneously coming in with different laws and legislations for the charagma. You see, they had the whole food thing. They said in order to get into the store, you had to have a QR code, and they ain't just gonna stop right there. It's gonna lead into the charagma. You see. You see, because this devil is coming down with great wrath. This is Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. You see, so this devil, Esau, even the so-called white man, sees that he has but a short time, you see. And when we go into the devil, all right, it's not talking about, he's red, but it's not talking about a guy with a pitchfork in hell, burning people for whatever amount of time, It's talking about Esau, even the so-called white man. All right, it don't just mean, hey, we do hate this motherfucker, but it actually has a deeper meaning into it, you see, because when you go into that word devil, it goes to being adverse, you see, and this devil is adverse to everything. You see, and the scriptures say that you'll know a tree by its fruit, you see. So when you read the scriptures, you'll know who the wicked of the scriptures is. This is the Holy Muscle Psalm chapter 10 and verse 4. It says the wicked through the pride of his countenance. All right, so when it's referring to the wicked, it's telling you what he looked like. You see, and the scriptures is coded because it's only for the elect. It says the wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after the Most High. Who do you mostly see? Who's mostly pushing that atheism and, not non-belief and, we believe in science and shit like that? The so-called white man, they put it into the education system, to push it down everybody else's, to push it on everybody else, That's how, that's how they show that they're not seeking after the Most High. This man goes off in his philosophy. You see, you go into Habakkuk, it talks about how the soul that is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. You see, it says, though he transgresses by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. You see, so this man is a proud man. You see, he transgresses by wine, and his wine going into his philosophies and his belief systems. It says, God is not in all of his thoughts. And who is this man? We see this all throughout his agenda, man. This so-called NWO. You see, when it's really not an NWO, a new world order, it ain't new. Nothing is being new. Everything is only being broken down further. You see, this devil wants to track your every move. He only wants to further oppress. He's going to come with things that sound nice. Oh, you're going to be able to do this, that, like everything's going to be good. But that's how this devil talks, or how he moves, and that's how he going to get people to fall into his traps. This devil is slick with his words. Like it says in Psalms 55 in the 55th chapter. You see, it says the Most High is not in all of his thoughts. All right. So the Lord is not in the so-called white man's thoughts, man. That's just a cover up to cover up his the wickedness that he's doing on the left hand side. You see. So I brought this out. I was edifying. We in heavy times. Call Layim La. Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shah Ba'Hashem Kakadash. Hey, double honors to the elders and apostles of Israel, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And much respect to you brothers out there pushing the truth with all righteousness and sincerity. Layla Tawab and Shalom.